So good afternoon and welcome. I have the wonderful Nicola with me today from Renfrewshire Council. And would you like to introduce yourself, Nicola?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Nicola Drummond. I work for Renfrewshire Council. I am the lead officer in environmental coordination, which really means the things that come under me are the issues that the council deal with the environment, namely litter, dog fouling, fly tipping, and enforcement in the household waste recycling centres.
Amazing. So I've seen that with Renfrewshire Council, you have a really fantastic citizen science project called Team Up to Clean Up. So could you tell us a little bit about Team Up to Clean Up? What is it and how it all came about?
Okay, I would love to. It's a council, a local authority and a community partnership where we're really all invested in making Renfrewshire a cleaner, more attractive place. It's all about the groups working together. The council are really invested in it. The services that work in Team Up to Clean Up go above and beyond what they have to do. You know, we've got the wardens who will go out and they will deliver equipment to people. They'll issue fixed penalty notices for littering and dog fouling. We've got the street scene team who are involved. They will pick up fly tipping for communities and they will pick up all the bags that the communities collect. So they just let us know where they are. Our street scene team will go and pick those up. And we have our comms team who make sure the message is sent out across Renfrewshire far and wide and do a great job there. But the biggest and the most important part of it is the community who make it and have made it what it is. We have got a group of 1,500 community members on our Facebook page, and I wouldn't say all of them litter pick, but all of them support the litter pickers and give us positive comments and feedback. So it's really taken off and has done so well. The real aim is to get the message out that it's not okay to litter, and to try and let as many people know that as possible.
That's absolutely fantastic to have so many people so engaged in this sort of project and wanting to help out in any way that they can. I suppose, do you think that the Team Up to Clean Up project itself has resulted in any behaviour changes within the community or the communities that Renfrewshire Council look after?
I think that we are still a bit away from that, but I think we have certainly made some headway. It was never going to be a silver bullet. It's something that's going to take a long time to change people's opinions, to change people's mindsets, and just to change their behaviours. We think that our approach is obviously a grassroots, bottom-up approach, but we've also got a lot of top-down. We've got David Attenborough, Greta Thunberg, we've got a lot going on in the media about climate change and the decline of biodiversity. So all eyes are on these kind of environmental issues. So we just thought it was a perfect time to launch the campaign, and it is a good time to harness that interest that the community has in making the place better and making the world more sustainable, or maybe not the world, maybe just their own area. So I think that we are starting to see some behaviour changes, and groups that have been going out are coming back and saying there was less litter. One of our key groups are schools. We're really trying to change behaviours in schools, and we're really just at the start of this. We started kind of speaking to schools this year, mainly about the litter that they were leaving over lunchtimes, and it's something that we are now looking to tackle in a bigger way. We are looking to deploy some of the nudge techniques, footprints going up to the bins and wrapping the bins in different colours and trying to get some positive messages about to try and create some behavioural change that hopefully as time goes on will just become the norm.
Oh, wonderful. I really like that idea of the nudge, the fact that they're very small and subtle ways to encourage positive behaviour change as well. That's really amazing. I wanted to ask, I suppose, I think we all know the answer to this, but why is it so important to improve the cleanliness of our streets?
Well, I think it's there's evidence there, hard evidence that people will want to leave their communities if they're not appealing, if they don't want to stay in them, if they don't look good. We don't enjoy messy, untidy communities. It doesn't make us feel good about ourselves or about where we live. And you kind of start to lose the sense of community, and there's no joint approach, and people aren't they're just not happy with where they live. So Team Up to Clean Up and is trying to encourage people to take that civic pride to go out and make a difference. If they don't like what they see, then they do have the power to change that. They have the power to go out there and make it look different, to work with their community. Some work with their community, some work alone, and create that sense of civic pride, because people do notice, and people do go over and speak to people that are out litter picking and thank them, and they do see a difference. You can try it yourself. All you need is a litter picker and an hour or two in a messy area. I would always recommend you take some before and after shots, because you can't stop looking at them. The change that you can make is awesome. It's really, really good. I think what's made a big difference as well is how that difference is celebrated. People go onto the Team Up to Clean Up page and they'll maybe say, that they've tackled an area or whatever, and they'll have their before and after shots, and everyone is like, that's amazing, that's so good, and give me a shout the next time you're doing that and we'll come over and help. And you do really see a sense of community even within the page, and a huge deal of support and encouragement for the volunteers, from the volunteers and from the council.
Has there been anything that surprised you about the Team Up to Clean Up project? So have there been any sort of unexpected outcomes, or any sort of anything surprising that's come out of it?
I think probably the most surprising thing for me, I did send you a video, and on that video, it was for the COSLA Award, actually. We made the video and we asked some of the volunteers if we could interview them, and what came back just really surprised me about, how it combats isolation, how, some people are lonely, and it gets people out in a group, and joins people together again, and as well as making the community look better, and also the help it gives to wildlife, and areas with lots of trees and shrubs and that have been littered, that they've been cleaning up, a group have been cleaning up, and you can see in the video how beautiful it is. It's just on the banks of the River Clyde there. So those outcomes really, really surprised me. I think also the way communities all help each other, the way they'll say, I've got this big area to tackle, and they'll put photographs on it, and they'll be like, give me a shout when you're going to do that, I will come over and give you a hand. So it's just all been, there's been a lot of positive surprises, and great outcomes, and every other week I feel, really, really proud of what everyone's doing, and I'm blown away by everyone's enthusiasm and efforts.
I suppose there's going to be lots of different people that will be watching this interview, and may decide that they can't necessarily commit to being a volunteer for Team Up to Clean Up, but still want to contribute something. And I suppose, what are 3 small actions that we could all take to help clean up our own streets a little bit more?
I think you could just not discard litter, would be the most obvious one. If there's not a bin around, put it in your pocket, put it in your bag, don't throw it away. Or even, think about it. If you were to throw it away, how long is it going to lie there? How long will it take to decompose? Just having a bit of thought before you throw things away, I think really helps. You could contact your own local authority and find out if you could get a litter picker and a hoop and a bag, and take part. Let them know what you're doing, let them know where you're going, and I'm sure they would support you. And I think for me the biggest thing is to kind of take David Attenborough's advice and just don't waste. If you don't need it, don't buy it. Think about your packaging. Think if you could get it without packaging, and just really try not to waste things.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're 3 very easy things that we could all do. I wanted to ask, what's next for Team Up to Clean Up? What's the future of Team Up to Clean Up?
I would say that it's evolved so much since the beginning that the volunteers really tell us what's next. We just kind of go along with what they're looking for. So we don't really know. I mean, from a council perspective, we will have more of a focus on schools, as I spoke to you earlier on about the nudge techniques. What we can do, trying to make the areas more. Trying to resonate with them, to don't litter in Houston, don't litter in Renfrew, and just trying to make it more local and mean something to them. But we've got a Winter Warriors campaign where the volunteers are out with snow shovels and grit. We just keep moving. We've also got a Green Spaces campaign, which fortunately I am also involved in, where the council have 1.87 million to give out to communities to improve green spaces, parks and our villages. So a lot of the volunteers that, a lot of the applications that have come in for the Green Spaces funding have been from Team Up to Clean Up groups, which is very inspiring, and I've really enjoyed, watching these groups, start off just out litter picking, and now they're, putting in community gardens or new play parks and things in their area. So it's constantly moving, constantly evolving, and we're all very, very proud of it.
Finally, we've been asking a lot of people that have been doing interviews with Glasgow Science Centre this question, and we think it's a really important question, particularly when we consider the future of our planet, our own future, the future of our generation. And so I'd really love to finish our interview with this question, and it is, what is your hope for the future?
My hope for the future would be for businesses to stop making so much plastic packaging, to reduce that drastically. I don't really feel that we need it. There are some things that we do need, but I think it should be rethought, and things should only be covered in plastic and in plastic packaging where absolutely necessary. And every piece of plastic should be recyclable. And also, obviously, that people would stop littering and get rid of their litter responsibly, so that it doesn't pollute our waterways and our communities.
Thank you so much, Nicola, for joining myself today, and thank you so much for sharing all of that wonderful information about Team Up to Clean Up. We're going to put all of the links that you were talking about below as well, so that if there's anyone that's interested, they can head along to those and sign up and register and take those really amazing steps towards positive change. But apart from that, thank you so much, and I hope you have a really lovely day.
Thank you too. Lovely to speak to you.